Hi everyone, I'm using my other computer. I don't know if the audio will be any better or not. So we'll wait and see. So the last 2 days, now it's Friday in Australia. So I have to wait to Saturday before we find out whether Manafort goes to jail. Please God, Manafort in jail. It'd be worth the price of admission to all this drama to really see him in the orange jumpsuit, wouldn't it? I don't normally wish jail on people. I think we can do a lot better than putting people in cages. It's not the Middle Ages. Sometimes some people just bring out that sort of aspect in all of us, really, and it would give me nothing but relief and pleasure to see that. Oh, wow, that's a confession. Now, moving on to other topic, the pardons drama. You know, Trump can't seem to pardon enough people. He's a very compassionate man. We just didn't realise. So, with the pardons, don't panic too much. I was horrified to find out that although there is such a thing as a preemptive pardon, so you can be pardoned before you're convicted sometimes, the main thing we've all got to be reassured by is he definitely, really, absolutely cannot pardon with state things. So federal, yes; state, no. Manafort, I think, is charged with both. So one way or another, the pardon that could be issued will not cover his ass for the federal things. So then we have, it's getting closer to the mythical summit, the North Korean summit, and I was astounded to learn just this morning that Sean Hannity is apparently been asked to attend. He would know a lot about the fine print of North Korea, wouldn't he? So he's your man. So now I want to have a quick look at Cohen and Giuliani. I was very, very pleased to see that because I think people got upset with the pardons this week because of the letter from Trump's lawyers. But that was from January. We didn't see it at the time. We saw it now. So I think it came across as news when in fact it's very old news. And a dozen high-flying lawyers, legal professors and so on have all stepped out saying, do not listen to this. This is not the case. Although it is not absolutely settled in legal terms, equally Trump is not guaranteed the right to everything. Obstructing justice is obstructing justice, and the president can be deemed to obstruct justice. So our heads are spinning. We should all really get reimbursed for the cost of a law degree after this stuff, shouldn't we? So let's do Cohen first, then Giuliani. Update on Cohen, please. Cohen. Oh, sorry. Ooh, a few reversals early on. Well, you could call it a reversal of fortune, could you not? So, he has what's called the Aeon card in the Toth deck, because I thought these two are worthy of the Toth deck. It's a cross between the Strength card, and the Judgment card. So it is about the workings of the system, the individual within the system. It does indicate some strength, but whether it's strength of Cohen or strength of the judiciary, he doesn't strike me as handling this particularly well, so I don't think it's him. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is in his recent past. That was him. the fixer. He'd sort things out with money or a sword. That was his job. I take it he was fairly good at it. He could hassle, threaten, bribe, cajole people. He was good at all the bullying tactics. In the centre here, the 5 of discs reversed. In this toss deck, it's called the worry card. It is reversed, so it's disappointment. It's slightly less disappointment than it could be. What does that mean, less disappointment? You're either disappointed or you're not, aren't you, really? So that would mean he's got some feeling of hope. So if it was the traditional way up of disappointment, it's like he's got a little tiny measure of hope. I would say from this card, has Cohen got new lawyers? I'm just throwing that out there. These guys are completely ill-equipped to deal with the legal shit they're in. And because they've been, I'm just going to adjust this lighting a bit, it looks weird all of a sudden. Because they've been basically crooked criminals themselves, they respond to crooked criminal behaviour in lawyers. And so a lawyer can tell them anything and that'll give them hope. So I think that's what's my intuitive feeling on this weird combination of cards. I think he's been given a little bit of strength and a little bit of hope from a new legal angle. Well, he's going to need it because the Ace of Wands, direction, clarity, no rubbish, is upside down. So let me do another for Cohen. This is a messy little reading, you'd have to say. Ooh. Princess of Discs. Look at that card, viewers. Is this a warm and fuzzy card? That'd be no. So that's what's ahead for him. So let's just recap that because I found it a bit mixed. So Cohen has now got to the stage in his legal case where that, what was the term, the master, who was in fact a mistress, we won't go there. So a master person had to look at everything that was legally hauled in and decide what was eligible for this case and what couldn't be looked at and what couldn't be used. That master was a woman. You know how in all our readings it's been coming up, women in the judiciary, was a woman plus a woman judge. So he's got to the case where an enormous amount of his material can be used, the vast majority of it. Look at that. It's like mad antlers, isn't it? So Cohen's days of having a carefree life or any sort of life really are done. Yes, 7 of Wands, more conflict. Debauchery at an end. Oh, never mind Michael Cohen. Oh, wow. So the update is much like the general readings that he's had. It's fairly obvious. You wouldn't have to be a psychic to say he's in big strife. But it's also strife he will not escape from. There's no way out of this for Cohen. And he's got the recordings, meaning Trump. He was Trump's right-hand man. As we know, he only had 2 clients or something, didn't he? So, although he did actions for other people, he was fully on board as the Trump guy. So what he's got is Trump. And with that sort of speaks to other things too about what Mueller's got and hasn't got. I'm not at all worried that Mueller hasn't got enough on anything. I don't think he even needs Trump to testify. He has more than he could process. Mueller's only problem is what ton of stuff do I leave out, because I've got another 3 tons of stuff that will sink him. So do not worry, dear viewers. Now, Giuliani, who single-handedly took credit for restoring New York after 9/11, I'd suggest there were a few other people involved, Rudy. But he got so much credit for that. And he's basked in that ever since. He was always known to be a shyster of a lawyer, a criminal mayor, not a nice guy. And now he comes out this week. We can't take Stormy Daniels seriously because she was a porn star. But Melania, who was photographed naked and in handcuffs, obviously that was art. Melania got the Einstein visa. She's an Einstein migrant. Go figure, the hypocrisy of these guys. The sheer hypocrisy. I also like that Mika Brzezinski from Morning Joe had, this is pure gossip, viewers, had a conversation with someone who was in the White House recently. What was Donald's biggest complaint? Did you see this, viewers? That he can't watch porn anymore because he's under surveillance. So, not a quick learner, our Donald. But now we're on to Giuliani. The fool. Knight of Swords. Trump. Hangman. Oh, right. Well, you know, if I was teaching an 8-year-old tarot, I'd probably use these cards to say, these are so easy to read. Why don't you try reading these cards? That's not really fair, because tarot cards have such infinite, intricate meanings, layers within layers within layers. But you know what? Sometimes they're really straightforward. Giuliani is a fool. He's always been, see, I love this card in the toss deck. It's like a knight crossed with a helicopter. So, you know, just charging forth without thinking, speaking without thinking. Trump's come back into the picture, the Emperor. Even Trump is not so sure about Giuliani. Giuliani's got the Hangman, which is advice to just stop doing what you're doing, hang in and observe. It's right next to Trump, who's going, why did I hire this guy? We never really liked each other in New York, even when we ruled it. Why did I do that? One more for Giuliani. Luxury. His days of luxury and success. Yeah, okay. I couldn't help myself. I like going out till I get a major arcana with most readings. So he should have, the message for him is he should have just stayed where he was, surrounded by luxury and success, but he didn't. And so now he's surrounded by indecision, hidden agendas, his reputation. It already has. It's too late. If he pulls out now, it was still, how embarrassing was Giuliani when he was around. His reputation has gone. He threw out his reputation because he either wanted to back for Donald Trump or, and there's a bit, I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory or not, some people are saying Giuliani was hauled into the Mueller probe through other networks and he agreed to do this. I'm not so sure. I'm not in that camp. I don't know enough about it. But what I do know from this is he's thrown his reputation, which he didn't really deserve in the first place. He's thrown it out. So another quick one. Will Giuliani leave the Trump camp? Will he be fired? Will he leave? Will he go? Will he stay? Will he stay or will he go? Let's see what's happening. Giuliani. Staying or going? Staying or going? Staying or going? The debauchery is too much. The cruelty is too much. Sorry viewers, I'm being a pig. I've got all these gorgeous cards to myself. The Seven of Cups in the Rider-Waite, that's illusion and delusion, being dazzled by money. It's called debauchery in the Thoth deck. So he's led by debauchery. He gets the Nine of Swords, cruelty. You wouldn't want to be married to this man. Maybe he's alright. He might be one of those older Italian men, the Madonna and the whore, maybe, but I'm not seeing it. I think he's cruel personally, and I think he's cruel professionally. Cruelty. The Eight of Swords, interference, sharp interference, like could actually knock people off type interference, and acting without thinking. Now, the question was, is he staying or going? So we don't quite know yet. We've got love. The love is reading Prince of Cups. So he's got two cards of emotion. So he was in love emotionally with the power. He thought of himself as the Prince of Cups in this case. His whole youth was spent in pursuit of luxury and power. He achieved that to a certain extent. And there's no doubt he loves power. Total love. I don't see that. It's the Two of Cups, which he's a good host. Like, he likes people to be happy, but in a very mafioso way. It's either love or hate, you know. Oh, and the Moon, deception, loss of reputation again. So he's definitely gone. I think it could be Trump falling out of love with him. I think, I'm not absolutely sure of this, but I suspect Trump's going to sack, well, Trump doesn't sack people. He will be sacked by the White House. Giuliani will be sacked by the White House, but because of his age and because of his status, it'll be called a resignation. Okay, but I think he will be got rid of by White House Counsel. Okay, I'm going to upload this. Wish me well with the upload, that you can hear it, that things are coming back on stream. And let's hope Manafort.